After an incredible run in the 2023 NBA playoffs, the basketball community has pretty much come to the conclusion that the best NBA player in the entire world is Nikola Jokic. But I'll be the first one to tell you, no matter how hard these NBA scouts look to find the next star center who plays like Nikola Jokic, they're never gonna find one. And here's why. As we all know, Nikola Jokic came to the NBA after being a star in the ABA league over in Serbia, and his unique style of play attracted the Denver Nuggets to take a flyer on him in the second round of the 2014 NBA draft. With his huge frame and guard-like skills, the Denver Nuggets glossed over his defensive and conditioning problems to get the big man out in Denver, and he was famously selected during a Taco Bell commercial. The whole world was sleeping on Jokic. Jokic came to Denver for the 2015 season as a chubby center with low expectations, coming off the bench for Jusuf Nurkic. He proved he was deserving of minutes as he would stuff the stat sheet as a sixth man off the bench, which got him all the way up to third in Rookie of the Year voting and earned him a spot on the all-rookie first team. The next season, the Nuggets would send Nurkic to the Trailblazers in order to open up the starting center spot for Nikola Jokic. And you guys know what happens from here. Nikola Jokic continuously showed that he was willing to buy into the Nuggets system and improve as a player as he became the face of a young Nuggets team, which through time and experience grew into one of the best organizations in all of basketball, which brings us all the way up to the present day where they're the reigning NBA champions. With the success of the Nikola Jokic experiment in Denver, the value of the pass-first big man has skyrocketed in the NBA. Guys like Alperen Sengun, for example, went in the mid-first round, and a lot of that can be attributed to what the Nuggets were able to do with Jokic. Teams were more willing to go after a guy like that. And really, you can't blame NBA teams for trying to chase after the next Jokic-esque player, but if I can be honest, that's never gonna happen. I mean, simply because there's nobody in the world that really plays like Nikola Jokic. Now, don't get me wrong, a guy like Sengun is a great playmaking big man, and he can shoot the three, and hey, he shows flashes of dominance around the rim every once in a while, but when it comes to a comparison to Nikola Jokic, they are not even on the same planet, and I don't think they ever will be. Let's think of some of these other guys that maybe don't play exactly like Jokic, but are somewhat comparable. I mean, you look at a guy like AD, and hey, he probably has better defense. I think a guy like Bam probably has better handles. He's a little more confident with the ball, and Vucevic is just a little bit more smooth, less clunky around the rim. But Nikola Jokic does absolutely everything. Nikola Jokic is genuinely one of the best passers the game has ever seen. I would not be mad if you tried to tell me he was the best. And since he started getting a heavy workload in Denver, he's consistently been in the top 10 of NBA assist leaders and currently averages double the assists than the center next to him. With his number hanging around 10 a game this year, he's one of the best passers in the entire league, if not ever. Not to mention, he only averages around 3 turnovers a game, which when you look at his stats compared to the best passers in the league, that puts him right next to guys like Luka Doncic and Chris Paul. Let's not forget, this is a 7-foot center. If we look back to last season, when Jokic led this team full of underdogs to the best seed in the West, all the way to the Finals trophy, there was a point throughout that season where the Nuggets offense was so efficient that they came in at a staggering 125 on their scale. For comparison, that's higher than any time Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant were ever on the court at the same time for their dominating seasons. This is what Nikola Jokic had this Nuggets team averaging. It was incredible. And when Jokic was off the court during those times, they were all the way down at 105. On the scale that the NBA uses, that would make them the worst in the entire league. He was the reason this team was exactly what they were, and that would be champions. This can be attributed to his elite passing, but let's not forget his amazing efficiency when he has the ball in his hands. Jokic shoots a career 35% from the three-point line and usually ends his seasons with a near 70% true shooting, which is honestly some of the best the league has ever seen. Since 1999, he is the most efficient shooter between 3 and 10 feet from the rim, so he makes it look easy from any spot on the court. With these stats, there's no argument that he elevates his teammates' play on the offensive end, but what about the defense? I know he gets a lot of criticism there. Well, I mean, guys, if you break it down, he does that too. In the last 3 seasons, Nikola Jokic has finished top 3 in defensive plus-minus in every single one of them, which shows that he's the head of this Nuggets incredible defense that I want to give credit to Michael Malone on too. He has these guys ready to go. But to me, the fact that some people claim Nikola Jokic is a bad defender is absolutely baffling, especially when you look at how much his teammates, such as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Aaron Gordon, have elevated on that side of the ball since teaming up with him in Denver. These guys were not elite defensemen, but over for the Nuggets, they've been nothing but incredible on that side of the ball. So with this all being said, Nikola Jokic is a stat sheet stuffer, a multiple-time MVP, and an advanced stats legend. The only thing Jokic needed on his resume was a ring. And now that he got that done, I can promise we will never see a player like Nikola Jokic again. He is absolutely one of a kind. Sure, there's going to be bigs that can pass. Sure, there's going to be second rounders who become all-stars. But the combination of elite play in every single aspect of basketball as a second rounder, coming from Serbia, with little to no expectations, and playing his best level of basketball in the playoffs at a 7-foot frame, the heaviest player in the NBA, that only comes around once in a lifetime. And no matter how hard NBA teams try to build a talent like that, they won't, because you can't find it anywhere else, and if I'm being honest, I don't think we ever will. When we talk about the molds of an all-time great that we'll never see again, guys that you guys like to call once in a generation, a lot of people say LeBron, and I completely understand. He's one of the GOATs, and his unique combination of size and strength makes it hard to think there's ever going to be another one of him. I completely understand. Or you look at a guy like Shaq, who was so dominating in the post, and I just don't think basketball will ever be played that way again. That's a good answer as well. Maybe even Victor Wembanyama. It's not often we find a guy that's 7'5" from France that can play like a point guard. So I really get that all. But Nikola Jokic needs to be in that conversation because a guy that plays at his frame with his dominance around the rim and from the three-point line that passes better than guys like Magic Johnson, I didn't even think that was possible, and he's still in his prime right now. So he would be my number one on that sort of list. For all those reasons, I encourage scouts to go and find the next Nikola Jokic. If he's out there, he needs to be in the NBA today. But in my opinion, I don't think we'll ever find that guy. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel. It's going to be a very busy December. Have a good one. Peace out.